fun, and I get that. But as I get older, I realize I have lots of different types of soulmates, you know what I mean? I have a best friend from grade school. I talk to her almost every day, and she is one of my soulmates. I have 2 cousins that I'm thick as thieves with, and we cause all sorts of trouble at every family reunion to this day. And they are some of my soulmates. But I think my first soulmate was my mama. It was my grandma. And I spent a lot of time with her because once my mom had to go back to work after maternity leave and my dad went to work all day, they dropped me off with her. And I spent all of those days with her. So about 6 months old to kindergarten. That's where I spent my days until they picked me up in the evening. And she had that magic word that I just mentioned. She had time for me. Do we have any grandparents in the house? Yeah. Yes. You are the glue that holds that family together sometimes. You really are. I'm still singing about this woman 40 years later, and that is a testament to the impact that she had on my life. She grew up in Paris, Texas. You may know where that is? 3 people. It's not as exotic as it sounds, is it? But if you want to take your picture in front of an Eiffel Tower with a cowboy hat on top, that's where you go, friends. But she grew up in a 1-bedroom house with 4 brothers and sisters and her mother and father during the Great Depression. And she didn't get to go to school because she had to work the farm. And she ran away from that house when she was about 15 years old to Dallas to get herself a job. And she's a bit of a, lied about her age, I think. I think she did lie about her age on that resume. She's a bit of a troublemaker herself. I don't know where I get that. But my dad always said she had a sweet strength. And you don't usually hear those 2 words put together too often. But she embodied them both perfectly in the way that she loved her family. And she loved this next song. Do we have any Eva Cassidy fans? Have you ever heard that as well? Okay. Now she did a lot of covers. This is technically a cover. Sting did it originally. I think Eva Cassidy's version puts his to shame. Don't tell Sting I said that, because I love him too. But I recorded this version of it for her when I was about 15 for Christmas. And I wrapped it up and I gave it to her. And I listen to it now, and I hate it. Because I was very young and I was very green. But she loved it. And my aunt called me a couple months before she passed away and said, do you know she listens to that song every night? And I said, I'm so sorry. And she asked her at breakfast, why every night, Mama? And she said, well, that's when I pray for Savannah. And I didn't even know that she still had that tape. So I talk about these women that we see on the covers of albums and their names on marquees and their billboards, and they're amazing women, and I stand on their shoulders to do what I do. And that's a cool musical heritage, but that woman is my real heritage. And you kind of got to know where you're coming from and know where you're going. So I put this in here for her, my grandma Nelda, my mom, my aunts, all the people I have in my life. And I also put it in here because in Texas you have big hair and a big mouth. And my sweet mama would have wanted me to pay that prayer forward. So from my sweet mama through me to all of you who haven't had the opportunity to meet in person yet and who she will never get to meet on this plane, I get to share a little bit of that little girl story from a 1-bedroom shack in Paris, Texas to thousands of people